Most Helldivers look like this. But you can become a Giga Chad laser cannon abuser and instantly win 100% more game. Now, while the laser cannon is apparently the most underrated support weapon, and this honestly came as a surprise to me when I ran this poll because this is my most used support weapon against Automaton. I think that people don't like the laser cannon because it has no stagger on enemies while it's shooting, while at the same time it requires a steady aim, so sometimes when you get staggered while using it, it kinda sucks. But I like using it because it has no damage fall off at any range, it has about 200 meters of range so you can take out objectives like a sniper, and it can even deal with the largest threat the bots have, which is the Factory Strider. It effectively has infinite ammo so you can put it away while it's cooling off and pull it out, and you can pretty much use it most of the time. And this video is going to be covering how to minimize all those downsides while also taking advantage of the fact we get a backpack. And the two backpacks I think are the best with this weapon. Some of the best primaries to run with it as well, and even a little tip in this video if you want to use the dagger. So let's go over some lasers.
I'm a firing my laser!
But before we do that, let's talk about the sponsor, Instant Gaming. We are doing a monthly giveaway via Instant Gaming for a free video game of your choice. But if you're interested in buying games for cheaper than normally listed, then listen to my friend Bird, who's saved 1,500 euros in the past 7 years, and he also says Instant Gaming is the GOAT. So like I said, the laser cannon is strong enough to deal with the Automaton's biggest threat, the Factory Strider. The first thing you need to do is shoot off their miniguns because these will target you and eat through your reinforcements faster than stalkers will. Now, after you do that, they have a weak point in their mouth that you can target if you're at a range and they're facing you, but this is a pretty small spot to shoot and it's kind of hard to do sometimes. What's honestly easier is getting into a position to shoot at their stomach, and it's going to take you less than a full charge of your laser cannon for either of these spots. But if you've already shot your laser cannon at other enemies, don't be afraid to reload because you do have one backup, and this is a big threat, and these are one of those times you really should use your reload if you need to. Now, the other awesome thing about laser cannon in that it has over the anti-material rifle, for example, is gunships. You simply need to target an engine and it'll go down in about 3 seconds. Now, one reason the laser cannon is my go-to against bots is because of its effectiveness at downing objectives. First of all, it could do this from up to 200 meters away, so I often look for different objectives and take them out from long ranges. One of the easiest missions for me is the destroy dropship objectives because it can destroy these dropships from, like I said, 200 meters away. Now, don't get this confused with the bot flares because it can't destroy the flying dropships, it can only destroy the ones at the objectives. It can also destroy mortar emplacements, and you don't even need to shoot the heat sinks of these. Like I said, get very far away, peek them out even through the fog, and even ping them if you can't see them, and then shoot the tops of the cannons and just take these out no problem. It can also destroy anti-air emplacements that are blocking your eagle call-ins, and again, you don't need to shoot the heat sink, and it can also destroy those annoying turrets on top of the command bunkers that constantly ragdoll you. Now, when it comes to Devastators, one of the biggest spawn and probably most annoying enemy that the bots have, I often use these against rocket Devastators, shooting the rocket pods off the top of their heads, and then they can't target you anymore. But if they're a bit closer, just go for the headshot, and it downs them in less than like half a second. You just need a quick, steady aim on them just for that split second, and it'll take them right out. When it comes to heavy Devastators, though, be careful trying to use the laser cannon against them because that main weakness to the laser cannon is being staggered. So my recommendation is swap to your primary to get some instant shot offs or use a stun grenade. Like I said, the laser cannon's main weakness is being staggered. Every enemy that shoots a gun will stagger you. This can be heavy Devastators, this can be machine gun turret, this can just be some random bots. And the answer to this weakness is to honestly just be aware of it. Don't always use it in those situations if you don't have to. When it comes to most support weapons, you aren't using them in 100% of situations anyway. And of course, you can use the Ballistic Shield backpack, which is a perfect counter to guns. Or what I honestly recommend with some primaries is the Plasma Punisher because it constantly stuns other enemies. So it turns your own weakness on the laser cannon against the enemies, staggering them nonstop. But the Dominator and Counter Sniper are also great options since you can one-tap their eyes. Now, against Scout Striders, you could shoot them anywhere with the laser cannon, but I noticed that in the pelvis, aiming kind of up towards the main body will usually kill them very fast instead of popping them out of their chair and then having to shoot a little bot again anyway. Another quick little side note is for any laser weapon, this is not just the Canon, one swipe of an enemy jetpack will instantly kill them. This also goes for bot mines on the floor. You just have to swipe them with your laser and you could take out whole groups of mine. Now, if you see groups of small bots, just go for quick headshots because it'll take them out very, very fast. And it can honestly be kind of good for mob clear, treating this almost like a machine gun. One other quick little side note is the laser cannon can also open container doors, so no need to waste a grenade pistol shot or an actual grenade. And now for Hulks, the best way to kill them is to shoot the eye. This takes less than 2 seconds, but since you need a steady aim, I highly recommend bringing stun grenades with you. Most of you are probably running stun grenades against bots anyway, but a quick thing to note is if they're very far away or facing a teammate, you want to shoot out their legs, which takes 3 solid seconds of beaming. Now, I don't shoot Hulk legs with the laser cannon very often because it does take a little bit of time, but occasionally it does come up and it is one thing to keep in mind. And this is honestly the perfect time to lead us into our backpacks. I think 2 backpacks in particular are amazing with this weapon. The first backpack is obviously the Ballistic Shield, since the laser cannon, like I said, it's good against everything that doesn't stagger you, which is all gunfire, since enemy guns are the things that stagger you. The Ballistic Shield is the perfect counter to shore up this weakness. Pull out the Ballistic Shield against heavy Devastators, Annihilator tanks, even MG Raiders, or just random small bots and turrets. And then pull out the laser cannon to deal with Rocket Devastator, like I said, shooting off their pods, and then finishing them off way easier later. And pull out your laser cannon for the bigger threats like Hulks, gunships, and factory striders. But one cool trick with the Ballistic Shield, like I said, bring a normal primary weapon if you don't like running SMGs, and just use the Ballistic Shield with your secondary weapon. And this is actually one cool niche I found for the Dagger, as the Dagger actually kills heavy Devastators in a literal second of direct fire. It has unlimited ammo, and it'll also kill any of the other enemies I mentioned in a second as well, like the little MG Raiders or any sort of jetpacks. You just need to swipe them. And by the way, the Dagger's heatsink isn't really that big. Don't mind it if it overheats. Just go through batteries as you need to. Just make sure you save up that last one, because you definitely don't want to run out of heat sinks in case you run into any more Devastators. But some other great options other than the Dagger, you could run the Verdict or the Senator. The Senator 1-taps Devastators, the Verdict 2-taps them, but notably, the Verdict will have more ammo for dealing with small bots. Or obviously with the Ballistic Shield, go ahead and run the Pummeler SMG as your primary. And if you don't have the newest Warbond, you could just run the Defender. Now, the other backpack I really want to make people aware of with the laser cannon is the supply pack. Now, the laser cannon has infinite ammo, so I like to use the supply pack to give me 8 more stun grenades and 8 more stims. Because like I said, the laser cannon requires you to have a steady aim. So what better way to get off this steady aim than to have 10 stun grenades total? This is another great way to deal with Hulks, heavy Devastators, or just having extra stuns in general for large groups of enemies and landing stratagems on them. And when you run it with the supply pack, this can also free up your secondary slot. Instead of running a gun with a Ballistic Shield, you could just run the grenade pistol, which is also very ammo hungry. Another great reason to have your supply pack. And again, one of my favorite primaries to use this loadout with is the Plasma Punisher, since it has large AoE and stagger. This can be great for heavy Devastators again, since it staggers them. But also, since the laser cannon's kind of a single fire weapon, having a AoE weapon like the Plasma Punisher is great for small groups, like small bots or groups of Scout Striders, and you can easily take out these groups with the Plasma Punisher. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to the Purifier, since it's obviously not good right now, but if they do end up buffing that weapon, it could potentially be great in this build because that does have the same AoE as the Plasma Punisher, so we'll just have to see if they end up buffing that weapon as well. So, like I said, the laser cannon is honestly my go-to against bots. I know the auto cannon is everyone's favorite, but I like running backpacks. I like both the Ballistic Shield and the supply pack. Depending on how I'm feeling, I will run one or the other. And I've honestly been appreciating the supply pack against bots a lot more, simply because you get 10 stun grenades total and 10 stims. This is not only good for stunning enemies, but just upping your survivability like crazy. Literally, I use like 50 stims a game when I'm running the supply pack, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty great. Also, one of the most annoying BS enemies the bots have is the Flame Hulk, because they one-tap you, so just always stun those on sight, and with 10 stuns total, it's pretty easy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope a couple of you try out the laser cannon a bit more. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm out.